everybody, this is Butt Sanchez, the only YouTuber that made you realize you've ever had a better time on YouTube. Until now. The last episode we did level 5, Catfish Maw. Today we're going to do level 7, Eagle's Tower. When I was a kid, Eagle's Tower is probably my least favorite dungeon in the game, as I found it the most confusing, as it's, I think, the only dungeon in the game that has the dungeon layout, specifically on the 3rd floor, change depending on what you do on the 2nd floor. And we will be continuing to do that in this game, but we will not be throwing the ball around in order to knock down the pillars. As the pillars themselves are vents, we can just do the bomb trigger glitch to cause the columns to fall, but we'll discuss that later when we get to that part in the run. Anyway, Eagle's Tower, the route there, we have to do a glitch called Rooster Skip, because in level 6 you get the level 2 power bracelet, and then that allows you to push a statue out of the way in the village, which has the remains of a rooster, and you play the 3rd ocarina song to revive the rooster, and allows you to hover over, I guess you can pick up the rooster, and it allows you to kind of hover over pits. And in this particular spot, there's just a whole bunch of pits that seem impossible, as the game designers thought, oh, no one would be able to bypass this, but this game, after all, Zelda Link's Awakening, one of the glitchiest games I've ever played. So because of that, there are several ways to get past it and bypass the whole rooster thing in general. So I will not be, well, excuse me, I recorded myself doing footage of the rooster skip just to show what that's like, but I'm going to show a much easier way, but also the most controversial way, speedrunning-wise, of getting this key. It's controversial because it's an out-of-bounds glitch, and if you're playing the game for speedrunning's sake, you do not want to do this glitch. I say play the game however you want to play it and not have a committee dictate it, so if you don't really care about being on a leaderboard, just do what I do. If you go north one screen, I will splice in some footage here of doing the glitch. It's rather precise, but allows you to bypass the flooring. If you fall down the floor, I guess I could just show this off here. I think if you fall down here... yeah, so it brings it back out here, so we don't want to do that. Anyway, I'll splice in that footage now. But if you don't want to do that and you don't really care about what a committee dictates, you can kind of come over here and do a series of super jumps to get this. So we're going to do a super jump here. So what you want to do is kind of go up to here, and where Link's shadow is, you should see like a brown pixel just below his feet in the bottom right. And if you're right there, you want to do a super jump to the left. Jump, do a super jump to the right. Just don't jump, just do a super jump to the left. Buffer, and then do a super jump while at the apex of your jump, and then you should be able to just get the key like that. Like I said, it's very controversial as you're out of bounds because you're technically touching that flooring up there, but to be honest, I don't really care that much because I'm not playing the game where I'm having a speedrun community dictate. But anyway, I reset this for a second just to kind of show off this glitch. When you do this glitch, though, you can actually see how the caves are all interconnected. So I'm going to jump over to here and go out of bounds over here. In this particular room, I'm actually soft lock here, but this particular room is actually the entrance to the magnifying lens, which allows you to read some fine print in a book to find out the position of, like, how you're supposed to go through the egg to get to the boss. Well, that's besides the point. Just kind of a fun little thing to show off. I'm just gonna do a series of super jumps again here. Anyway, grab Eagle's key and just kind of come down here. It conveniently kind of takes you in the correct area you need to go to, which is out here. Then you just go straight right. And just kind of keep going here. Luckily, we get to hear Telltale Heights I guess, I take that back. We go right into a cave the second I say that. But as I say, you get to hear quite a bit of that song, which is arguably the best song, or actually I wouldn't say arguably, easily the best song in the game. It's just a shame that there's so many freaking caves that you just don't get to hear it that often. If you play the Switch version of this game, it actually uses some sound clips from the Game Boy's sound processor in parts of its songs, including level 6's songs or whatever, so it's kind of a fun little gesture they did there when they redid that game. If you've never played that game, I highly recommend it. I think it's an improvement over this game in every single way, except for the strong exception of Dompe's level building jamboree or whatever you want to call it, because I felt like they added that and it was a cool idea in paper, but it was not executed very well, as you're not really creating your own dungeons but just reusing the room IDs of all the previous rooms and just making your own dungeons like that. So it's like all these like rooms that don't really go together, and it was just kind of lazy how they did it. I don't know, it just wasn't very fun, and it's required if you want to get every single piece of heart in the game. I think 6 are hidden behind it. It's just ridiculous. Was not executed at all, and that's the only downside I'd say to that game, and I'd say that's probably everyone's opinion of that game. But it's a much better game than this version, but this version is just fun to play still to this day, as you can play all these different little glitches here or there. Okay, so this is Eagle's Tower. When I was a kid, I found this dungeon to be the most confusing dungeon in the game. Playing it again with glitches, it's probably one of the most entertaining to watch and play through, I'll say. We'll do a super jump here. To do it, this one properly, you want to kind of jump, but at the lowest point of your jump, then do your super jump. So it's going to look kind of like this. I think I actually touched the ground there, and I still managed to get that, so not too bad. Come over here, get that switch. Come up to here. So this is probably why actually, not probably, it is the reason why this is the most confusing dungeon. Kill these green Zols first. So, you'll see a column right there. This dungeon has a mechanic where if you go one room over to the right, you'll find a ball. You're normally supposed to carry the ball around on the second floor. This top left quadrant's the second floor. My minimap's a little hard to display this just because this is a unique dungeon where you go up and down the floors. You're not going into a 2D area, but up and down floors. So, normally you got to carry the ball around and then throw it at the columns to break them. You have to break all 4 columns to drop the 4th floor, which is the top right quadrant, into the bottom right quadrant, which is the third floor. But we're still going to break the columns, but we can actually use the bomb trigger glitch to do this because the columns breaking is actually an event. So we're going to do that instead. So, be sufficiently low enough. Drop this. Buffer that. Awesome. We're going to do the same thing going up. I think that should be high enough. Drop the bomb. There we go. Awesome. We're going to go into here and do a super jump. Hopefully I can get this correct. Seemed like during practice I kept missing this. Come on, Link. Don't embarrass me now. There we go. Okay, now this is important. You want to drop the bomb here to break this wall and kind of come over to here. I'm actually going to save state this just in case I don't do this. So you want to drop a bomb. That was a bit too early. It has to be like the falling animation. So you saw the bomb sprite. So I'm going to pause and unbuffer. And pause again. Okay, you see that little speck. Now I want to do this 2 more times. 1. 2. And on this one I want to drop another bomb when I unbuffer, or when I unpause. There we go, cool. For some reason, dropping the bombs in the pits, you have like a 3 to 5 frame window, so that's why I had to kind of do the delay. And then there's one more column just right here, so I'm going to do one more buffer. Excellent, cool. You have to do it exactly like that. You can't go in the room above, transition up and down to do the bomb trigger. It seems to throw out the whole bomb trigger thing out of whack, so just FYI. Grab the feather here. We're going to push this block to the left. Do one more super jump here. That one seemed easier than normal. And we're going to just kind of skip that little mini-boss there. We don't need that key. Get that switch. Come over here. Grab the bombs. Now, if you go up here and to the right, that's where the mini-boss is, and you get the nightmare key. If you can't do these glitches, that's the backup to the backup to the backup. And there's like 3 ways to do this. I'll show just one. One way to do this is to do Goomba surfing, where you have a 25% chance of doing it, where you have to get the Goombas lined up, do a super jump off here, jump on them, and then bounce off them onto the platform. I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to kind of come over here. I'm going to definitely save state this, because it seemed like when I was practicing, I could not get the stupid... you have to do like a clip into this block here to get this to work. So in order to get this to work, I need to do this. Kind of jump over here, dodge the whiz robes, flip into the wall, and then try my luck here. Oh, I got it my first try, of course. I don't understand that. Anyway, we're going to do something called the invulnerability glitch. So if you kind of come over here and then hook shot again, see how I'm invulnerable? Watch the thing pass through me and it won't even hurt me. I'm going to do another super jump here. I'm not very good at doing this one. Okay, I say that, but I guess I got it lined up perfectly. And from there, we can just use a hook shot. Kind of come over here, kill the Goomba, I guess. And so this dungeon's unique with its nightmare key. As you can see, you can get the key, it unlocks that door. Behind the door is not the nightmare, or the boss. Instead, it's another room, and you have to hook shot over. And then over here is where the nightmare key is, or the boss is up these stairs. And the instrument's actually down there behind that door. Very, very unique layout of this dungeon. Okay, so this is the Evil Eagle, or whatever his name is. Oh, by the way, that's actually the mini-boss of this dungeon here. He's talking to us saying, like, I will not fall to you again, even though we never fought him. So it's kind of a little oversight in the game. But it is what it is. So apparently this boss, it seems to be rather manipulated. So normally when you come up and fight this boss, he will kind of just come from left to right in random directions. I don't know if it's based on Link's vertical position, but if you come up and drop a bomb on the transition like this, and then he'll always come there and attack. I gotta kind of explain this. He's going to fly upwards. When he leaves the screen, drop a bomb and throw it upwards. He should, while Link is in this position at the bottom of the ladder, he should spawn on the left or right and then get hit by the bomb again, and then repeat that one more and you should kill him. It should look something like this. Okay, excellent. I got him. And that's the 7th boss, I almost said the 3rd boss, the 7th boss of this dungeon. Kind of a joke. In the old route, where you had to go to level 8 first, then come back to level 7, you actually use the magic rod on him, and you kill him probably about the same amount of time. But I don't know, it's just I'm just so glad they figured out how to optimize this game so much better. Anyway, this is the piano or the keyboard or something. And with that, we're at the end of the video already. See you next one.